don't sweat the little stuff. And he used to always say that to me, but I'd worry about everything. Now it's like, it doesn't matter. If I can't find something, I'll find it later or I won't. Who cares? You know?
That's the motto of my life. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Nobody. So just get over it and enjoy life.
First and foremost, I think getting a good night's sleep. That's always at the top of my list. Even though I may go to bed early, I may not get a good night's sleep. So what you really kind of need to do is learn how to sleep better in the first place. But I think that's number one. But obviously we all know what you eat, getting good physical exercise, and then, you know, your mental state. I keep saying I'm going to meditate, and I haven't quite worked that into my schedule yet, but that's something I want to do.
As Alec Guinness put it to me in a letter, the ravages of old age. Ironic, because when I worked with him, he seemed like a grandfather to me. He seemed like an older man, and he was. And then someone pointed out, when you came back to do the first sequel, you were the same age or a year older than Guinness was in the original Star Wars. And that was kind of shocking to me, because your view of what you're going to be like in 20 years doesn't really match up. At 20, I didn't imagine what I would be like at 40 or 50 or 60 until I got there. And that's the surprising thing, is that you don't suddenly change. You're the same person. You might have to accommodate certain physical limitations or the fact that you don't see or hear or remember as well as you did, but it doesn't change you who you are as a person.
I just think, gosh, it went too fast. And you say that to young parents, you know, enjoy it because it'll go so fast, but you know, do they really get it? And then they get to be later in life and they go, oh my gosh, it did go so fast. So I wish I could have a little time machine and go back just for an hour here and there in their lives and relive it again. But we did take lots of videos, so I guess when I have time to watch the video, that's somewhat like reliving it.
And we were always together. I mean, I would never go off and just not see the family shooting something for months and months. I mean, everybody goes. I mean, you have to stay engaged with your children, listen to them as separate people. I'm proud of the fact I have 3 grown children that don't all hate my guts. See, that's an accomplishment right there. I just thought it was healthy for especially young people to see the natural process of aging, because you're frozen in time and life goes on, and yet they keep showing pictures of you when you were 24. That was the most appealing aspect of going back to that character, is that you could then see him in his 60s.
Because sometimes kids will meet Mark and they don't really...
Yeah, when they're really young, the parents are the ones that were kids when the movies came out, and they go, hey, look, it's Luke Skywalker, and they're looking at this guy in his mid-50s going, what happened to him? He really let himself go. Because, you know, they think we made it 2 weeks ago.
Well, I just want to say I love the Leonard Davis School of Gerontology. It's just fascinating what they're doing and continuing to do. Dean Cohn is just amazing, and I'm happy to be involved. I went to a back to school day, and I was just fascinated with the research that they're doing, and the fact that I was getting older and not younger. It just became a perfect fit. Education is really our number one involvement with charities. We love helping kids that maybe wouldn't have the opportunity to attend gerontology school. So I really am pleased to help kids that otherwise might not have the chance to go to USC.
One thing that's great about getting older is the older you get, the less you care. You know, in terms of, oh, how am I coming off? Or you know, it's one of those things where you've earned the right to be the way you want to be.
Yeah, that's why they say, live in the moment. You always sometimes wonder, I'd like to know really when I'm going to die, and they say, no, you don't. Just live every day as it's your last.
Yeah, I'm just happy to be here, because the alternative is so much worse. You know, the longer you are here, the more you appreciate what you have.